This video is sponsored by Kaamos Metal Cruise 2023.
Amassing the bodies and pits as they die, sentient and filthy they rot. Flammable and singing, discarded like waste. For the fire of the handgun, you played it all wrong. And soul and valor.
Welcome to Rauta's Kaamos Metal Cruise 2023 preview part 2. As you might have noticed, I happened to preview this particular cruise earlier on, explaining the lineup and all that stuff. Now, however, because of some health issues, some of the lineup was changed, and here we are with the current one. So Venom Inc. got replaced by Belphegor, so more from old school black metal to more like death black metal. Overall, we have three bigger ones here: Tiamat from Sweden, Belphegor from Central Europe, as I like to say it, and Bast from Denmark. All very different. I mean, of course, Tiamat played death metal back in the days, but nowadays more like a gothic metal, gothic rock band even. Whereas Belphegor definitely goes very intense, fast forward, and straight in your face kind of a black death, with Bast being somewhere in the middle of these two, playing more like old school death metal but with kind of a modern touch. Then we have three smaller bands like Atlas, Pressure Points, and Suotana, a little bit more on the softer side of metal scope. Now, since there are not much news in terms of interviews, I kind of have to disappoint you with that. Some answers, some replies get here a little bit late. But as you might know already, I've been contacting Tiamat and Bast for interviews, and now that I got information about Belphegor, I will also contact their representative to see if possible we could get some interviews done at this cruise. Now, what you need to know is still that, I mean, if you already booked your ticket, obviously this lineup change won't change that matter. And those who were still a little bit hesitant, figuring out whether or not they want to join the cruise, maybe this lineup change will, for some people, tip the decision in the favor or not for the cruise. Personally, I guess I would be lying if I said I was a little bit more enthusiastic about Belphegor than Venom. Now, I got to see both bands at Steel Chaos 2022 last year, so in this case it doesn't really change things that much, and I already see Bast during the summer, but still I'm nonetheless interested, especially in these three major players on the cruise, and it's gonna be a fantastic one. How do I know is because I've been taking part of Nordic Metal Cruise, which is kind of a sibling one to this particular one, and it's always going to be fantastic times with friends, with some gigs, and of course, you know, just nice to sail through Finnish-Swedish archipelago while having some nice drinks and beers and, well, like I said, with nice bunch of people. Now, those people who have no idea what this cruise is, essentially, it's all about 22 hours on a cruise. You have your own cabin, obviously. Maybe you're split up, sharing it with your friends. Or just, you know, I don't know, eat something really good. The buffet and the restaurants are always really nice on these cruising ships. And there are possibilities to do a little bit sauna. There's possibility to just like go outdoors for drinks when you're sailing through the archipelago, especially during the daytimes when sun is shining and the sea is all blue and the wind is blowing your hair. Now, mind you, because this is happening late September, it might get a little bit chilly outdoors, so in case you're planning to do that, which is of course in my opinion a mandatory thing to do on those cruises, it's just literally cool to stay outside for a bit, take your jacket or at least something warm to wear on. But if you're not so much outdoors going, if you want to just spend your time inside, there are lots of program to do. On top of these bands, these artists that are gonna play their gigs, you will have a little bit stand-up comedy, and there's always some metal karaoke for people who are into karaoke. I'm not. I'm a little bit allergic. And of course you get to do a little bit of gambling if you are eligible in terms of age and all that stuff. And you can just enjoy some drinks and fancy talks and whatever. And did I mention already eating? Eating is one of the best things to happen. And Mind you, a couple of friends of mine, some weird band people, who just taught me that spa time is really good. I shouldn't probably say this out loud because now you're gonna just, make reservations for the spa and there won't be no room for me. Well, let's hope that that's not the case because, in my opinion, that 2-3 hours at spa is always nice relaxation when you just stare outside the window, seeing those islands and seaside, and while you're, letting your body to be boiled in the warm water, make a little bit trips to the sauna, maybe even to the ice room, and if that's possible, and just enjoy drinks and talks. This is very, very good 24-hour away from your ordinary life, and it doesn't really hurt if you get to see some shows on top of that. So, I don't know, what else are you waiting for? Get your tickets. You will find them from this links below. Some of the information might be in Finnish, but there should be enough English for you people outside Finland and Sweden to just join the trip. So maybe see you at Kaamos Metal Cruise. Let's keep our thumbs up for interviews taking place. See ya.